My son Jordan and I have been coming to Las Vegas to SEMA for several years now, and every time we come out here, we obviously want to look at the really cool vehicles, but we're looking for the cool, innovative products and equipment people are putting on their off-road vehicles, and that's our mission over the next couple days. We're going to spend time inside and outside trying to find the really cool stuff at SEMA. Now, big thanks to MagnaFlow for inviting us here this year. We're looking forward to spending some time with them, but right now we're here just outside before we go inside, and there's already some cool vehicles out here and something really innovative. There's this rooftop tent thing that's like a camper that pops up at 2 different levels. There's a whole inside space and then there's an upside sleeping space. It's pretty unique. I don't know that that's something I'd want to put on my truck, but again, we're looking for the cool, innovative stuff out here. Now, there's a couple trucks just behind here. Let's go check those out. The first vehicle we're taking a look at is outside here, and this is a Jeep forward control that has some really cool, unique taste to it. Now, this thing has been modernized with some good equipment and made into an off-road recovery vehicle. Of course, Jordan and I are big fans of the classics, but when you take something like this and you modernize it a little bit, the interior's been well done, and then in the back, they've got the off-road recovery whole system here. So it's like a tow truck in the back, but it's got a winch with a synthetic line. It's on these shocks, which I think probably allows this to move a little bit. So when you're pulling that Prius out of the sand back there, it's not stressing this out too hard. It's a really nice design. Now, one thing Jordan and I noticed is it's not lifted, it's not on huge tires, but it's enough to get the job done, we think. Okay, we just entered the West Hall, and here is where they have a lot of the off-road vehicles, so we're excited to get in there and go check them out. But outside, it's starting to get crazy. Everybody's arriving, they're playing music out there, but there was a couple cool other trucks out there. There was the big Ford F450. What'd you think about that thing?
I thought it was pretty cool. I like the candy apple red color that it was.
Yeah.
And the wheelbase, you don't see a whole lot of two-door long bed 450s.
I don't think they make a 2-door long bed. I think that's totally custom.
That might be true.
Yeah, that would be fun to take that thing out on the trails.
Yeah.
And then I like the little Jeepster Commander, the classic orange one that was out there.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
That thing looks pretty slick. So I'm excited to see what we find in here. Is there anything that you're kind of keeping an eye out for or that you're interested in seeing while we're here?
I really just want to see new products.
Yeah.
Like cool, innovative stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not really, the builds are cool to see.
Yeah.
But I want to see products that make camping easier, better.
Right.
Something that's just new. It's been a while since we've seen something new.
Yeah, we were talking about that this morning is, because we've been coming to SEMA for so long that you get a little bit numb to seeing really cool vehicles like, oh, there's another Ferrari or there's another Porsche. We're looking for the stuff that's different and that could be like something that's in the future on our vehicle or an OEM vehicle or something like that. All right, here's something I've never seen before. This is a carbon fiber topper and it's on a Ranger Raptor. This is the Norwal Mark 1. It's carbon fiber and it only weighs around 90 pounds. It will hold 600 pounds of dynamic weight. That's pretty impressive. And they've done a little kind of nod to the military. There's a turret mount up there. Now, I don't know that you're gonna put a 50 cal up there, but that's kind of cool. And look, if you're looking for a lightweight topper, it's kind of a cool solution. They're saying that the glass is most of the weight. I like the design, it's definitely unique, and this is the kind of stuff we're looking for this week, guys.
So having driven an XJ in high school, this Jeep Comanche really caught our attention. The owner came over and talked to us, and he said this was an old hunting truck that pretty much he found and riz from the dead. Now it's on a 6-inch lift, has 35s. It has this really cool emergency light bar on it. Black Bear Off-Road, Department of Adventure, I thought that was pretty cool. Interior is really nice, has new seats, center console, manual transmission. He said he's had to replace it, I think, 2 times now. And then over to the back, they have some pretty cool MOLLE system behind the rear glass. So you have a first aid kit, fire extinguisher. I think the Comanches are really cool. I think it'd be fun to have for a little bit. I just remember the XJ not being super comfortable off-road. Yeah, so this thing really caught our attention. I think it's really cool. I could see myself out on the trail in this thing.
Stopping by in the real truck booth, and they've got this Ram truck here that's got some bigger tires and a little lift on it, but what caught our eye, and I think it would catch anybody's eye, is it's got this rock deflector, bug deflector here that's got the built-in LED light. A lot of people like to put those amber lights in their grills. This is just kind of a different take on there, and it's functional because you get those bugs off your window. That's different, and I like it. I'm at the Turn Off-Road booth, and Jordan and I couldn't miss this thing. This is a very well-built Bronco that's got all the accoutrements, and it's got these pizza cutters. No, not really. These are 44-inch tires. They're a 13.5, and they look like big tires that are skinny, but these things are massive. I mean, look at how high these tires come up. These are the new 40s, right? 44s are the new 40s. They're on a 20-inch wheel, and then behind here, it's on portals. Of course, you would need portals to get enough lift to manage having the clearance for 44s. And oh, by the way, on the other side, there's a Jeep 392 that's also well built. That one's only on 42s.
So one thing that made us stop is this pretty beat up Ultra 4 race Bronco. It's not your typical SEMA build where it's, you know, tire polished, wax and everything. But what caught our eye is our buddy Josh. His company actually sponsors it, Freight Factory. This thing's pretty cool. It's driven by Bailey Cole. And yeah, it's definitely not your typical SEMA build, but it's awesome.
We're here at the Best Top booth, and these guys always do it up right. There's a little kind of camping vibe here. It's really cool, and they've got some really interesting vehicles all around. And this one isn't flashy. It's just a Jeep Wrangler with a nice build. However, it's got their new e-top on there, and so this is a completely electric convertible top. Now, having a soft top on my Jeep Willys now, I know a little bit of challenge. You got to take the side panels off and drop the other panel. This one, it's all electric. It's the push of a button, and this just goes up or down. That's pretty innovative. I like that.
So we're at the IM camper booth, and one thing that really stood out to us is they're kind of taking these products and making them very unique to their own brand. So they have a hardwall camper, and it's on electric actuators. One button closes, one button pops up, and then they have this awning, and it's not your typical, you know, you unzip. It has like a hard shell around it, so it's nice and protected from the elements. Those tree branches aren't going to be ripping anything. And then on their truck bed cap, they have this really cool hammock system. Pretty much two poles just slides in, and then it has this like kind of like enclosed hammock, so you're protected from the bugs. It holds 300 pounds. And then they also showed us this really cool fold-out kitchen. It has a burner stove on it, a lot of counter space to work on, and I thought that was pretty neat.
We're here at the Caltrans booth, and they do custom seat covers. They've actually got some really cool fabrics, some plaids that I would actually consider doing. We're just taking a look at the Land Cruiser. You know, last year, the Land Cruiser was the first time here at SEMA. This year, there's not any real new vehicles that we're excited about, but I'm still looking forward to seeing what folks are doing with Land Cruisers. And this one has a big flat solar panel right on the hood. It's got some fender flares, and it's got this wrap that's like a diamond plate texture. It's kind of cool. I haven't seen that before. That feels really unique. That's a great looking build. I like all the little touches on there, but I think I'm going to be checking out those seat covers. So over the years, I've run Method wheels on my Jeeps, and I've currently got them on my Land Cruiser. And we just swung by the Method booth, and you know what? If you want to stand out at SEMA, bring something like this. All right, walking by here, and this caught our eye, and not a Subaru. This is actually an Audi A5. It's got an LS swap in there. It's got some 32-inch mud tires, and the suspension reservoirs are coming through the hood. It's just built for doing some serious off-roading. But what's really unique is it's got a carbon fiber rooftop tent that only weighs 80 pounds. That's pretty innovative.
So one thing I really wanted to see this year was the new 4Runners. The first one we've seen is this insane build. It's on 38s, has a carbon fiber hood. The suspension is almost unlike anything we've ever seen before. So this is at the Pedal Commander's booth, and this thing's just very clean. The high clearance rear bumper, it's like, I don't know, it's insane. Oh yeah, I like it a lot.
Okay, not off-road related, but definitely something you don't see every day. That's a full-on screen on the front of a Tesla bumper. That's pretty innovative. You want to get some attention at SEMA, put a Ford F550 on top of the beds of two Ford F550s. These guys make some incredible trucks, and I've been watching them over the years. This would be an amazing overland build. Throw like a four-wheel camper up out in the back of there, go head out in the desert. These trucks are cool, and I love the way they set them up today. So trend, we're seeing more and more. We saw a few last year. We're definitely seeing a lot of them this year is electric rooftop tents. So with these scissor arms, kind of comes up and down kind of slow, but it's effortless. Press a button and it opens right up. I don't know what the weight is on these guys, but I think we've seen 4 or 5 booths now with electric rooftop tents. What do you guys think? I'm keeping my eye out for Land Cruisers, and this one is very well built on 35s. Of course, it's got all the KC lights, a nice roof rack, but they knew I was coming. They personalized it for me. When Jordan and I were driving up to the convention center yesterday, I think we saw like 6 or 7 Cybertrucks pulling in. And look, we make fun of Cybertrucks, but some people really like them. This one is a really interesting overland build. So it's got a front bumper with a winch, it's got a rack and a cap and a rooftop tent up there. It's got some really innovative lights, stuff I haven't seen on the back. And then on the rear, it's got a bumper with a dual swing away, and it's got a gas can on there because you know you need to have a gas can with you when you're in your Cybertruck. This is something I've never seen before. Check this out, guys. It's on electric actuators. So, a lot of use cases for this, but specifically, if you've got some dirt bikes and you're gonna go out and have a little adventure on the trail, you can put your dirt bikes in here, you can easily get in here, strap them down, and then close the topper, and they're all secured on your way home. That's pretty innovative. Now, I asked them about putting like weight on the roof, and they said there's a limited amount of weight. I don't know that you want to do an overland build out of this and put a rooftop tent up there, but I gotta think there's lots of other ways and lots of other ideas we could come up with making this very practical on some of our adventures. What do you guys think? So the old classics may not be innovative or unique, but there's something that Jordan and I just love about the old steel Jeeps like this old Renegade, and this one has been completely gone over. It's got this beautiful green metallic paint, nice tan interior, 33-inch tires. You got the old school worn winch on the front. We got a MagnaFlow exhaust out the back. I mean, this thing will take you anywhere.
All right, so it seems like almost every year in the ARB booth, they have a build that I really like. This year, it's this brand new Tacoma in this like beautiful, like almost apple candy red color. Sitting on 35s, has their ARB bumper, roof rack, and a really nice like bed cap that's shaped specifically to the Tacoma. And the kitchen in the back of this thing is something Marco would really love.
Last year when Jordan and I were walking around, we came across the Expedition 1 booth, and that's where I saw their rear bumper for the Land Cruiser. Fast forward several months later, and I have their bumper installed on my Land Cruiser, and I absolutely love it. Now, they don't have a Land Cruiser in their booth this year, but they've got the new 4Runner, they've got a Tacoma, and they've got a GX550, and they've come out with brand new front bumpers for all 3 vehicles, and they've got a rear bumper, same swing out system that I've got on my Land Cruiser. Expedition 1 makes some good stuff, and if you're looking for a bumper for your 4Runner, Tacoma, or GX550, these guys have got some good stuff. Probably the vehicle that Jordan and I have spent the most time looking at and kind of drooling over is the 79 series Land Cruiser. The vehicle that we can't get here in the US. And yes, I know my Land Cruiser is a Prado. This is the real Land Cruiser. Now, they were only able to import this for a year. It actually has to go back to Australia after its time is up. But what they have done with this thing is they have put it on liquid springs, which is a really interesting system. So they're hydraulic shocks that are continuously being actively monitored and keep the vehicle in balance. And they can raise or lower the spring pressure depending on how much weight you have on here. And they can raise this thing high up and drop it way down. It's running on 35s. It's got a Bowen bed on the rear, it's got a snorkel, and it's just got that simplicity of the Land Cruiser interior. This thing is super cool. Jordan, you like it as much as I do.
Oh yeah, this is, if I could take one car home from the show, it might be this.
I think it would be hard not to take this one home, for sure.
Yeah, do you think you would trade your Land Cruiser for
I
this?
wouldn't even hesitate. If this was available in the US, I would be driving my Land Cruiser Prado down to the dealership, and I'd be picking up one of these. You keep gravitating towards the Tacomas, Jordan.
Yeah, you could say I have a thing for Tacomas.
Yeah, what was it about this one that caught your eye?
Well, at first glance, it just looks super tall.
Yep.
And then we crawled underneath and found out it's on portals, so that makes sense.
Yeah, portals. So we've seen a lot of portals.
Surprisingly, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's becoming a little more prominent. A lot more people are getting more comfortable with them.
Yeah, you could definitely say that because, I mean, a lot of the cars here we've seen, even a lot of the local overland shows, there's a lot of portals showing up, so.
Yeah. And it's not easy to put a Tacoma on 37s.
No, but the portals will do it for you.
Yeah, so good looking truck, but what stands out for us is it's on portals.
Yeah.
Would you put portals on yours?
No, I don't think so.
That's fair. So I think I said earlier, we weren't here to look at some of the exotic cars, but this is a Ferrari with a little lift and some all-terrain tires and a light bar and a roof rack. And I mean, would you take yours out in the desert? I'd do it if it wasn't mine. So Jordan and I have seen a lot of great products and a lot of great vehicles today, but we figured we'd wrap up today here in the Jeep booth. And we still have a lot more to see tomorrow, but we had to come see the two-door Honcho. So this is a Jeep Wrangler Rubicon, but we're not sure if it started life as a Wrangler or a Gladiator, but it's a two-door and it's got a Gladiator bed that's been stretched 12 inches. It's a 118-inch wheelbase and it's got all the Mopar performance things bolted onto it. This thing is really pretty cool. The challenge, I think, with creating something like this is Jeep only sells so many two-doors a year, so bringing this to market would take a lot of people really interested in it. So I would say if you're interested, give Jeep a holler and let them know. I know I would definitely be interested. Now they've got a couple other vehicles here. They've got the Sun Chaser concept. There's another Honcho four-door concept. There's a couple other here. It's always fun to come see the Jeep booth, but I think this is the one everybody's interested in. Well, good morning, guys. Jordan and I walked so many miles yesterday looking at all those vehicles, but we're back at it this morning. Got some coffee in hand, the sun's coming up. People are just starting to come into SEMA, and we're kicking it off this morning with a Suburban. Now, when I was a kid, my grandparents had a square body Suburban. It was silver, and they towed their Airstream with it. It looked nothing like this. This one's lifted, bigger tires. It's got all the off-road features. This is a great vehicle. I would love to go hit the desert with this. Let's go see what else we can find today. Okay, so we're looking for different, and this is definitely different. This is a lifted smart car on mud tires, and I was just looking underneath like, that's got some pretty decent ground clearance. If I was gonna weigh whether I wanted to get a side-by-side or a lifted smart car that I could drive to the trail and drive home, I might choose this. It's kind of cool. One of the vehicles we've seen a lot of this year at SEMA is these old school power wagons that have been completely restored. Some of them have been completely redone underneath to make these really off-road capable. I think they're a cool vehicle, and Jordan and I were kind of reminiscing that it would be fun to each have one of these, go hit the trails and go have a great time. And also this one behind me, Jordan, your favorite color, yeah?
Yeah, I like the color a lot.
Yeah, these are pretty cool.
So here's something we've never seen before. It's a 2014 Xterra with a new 2025 Frontier front end swapped on it. Also has the brand new Frontier doors and taillights on it. It's a really cool way to make an older car feel like more modern. So it's unique, interesting, love the color, and hopefully find some more cool stuff like this.
Building vehicles for SEMA, some people put a lot of work and effort into them, and this truck right here is very well done. It's got these external bump stops, some aggressive tires, and they've left some of those kind of classic touches, the rust on the handle, the broken window. There's some still rust holes in the back, but they didn't quite get it finished. There's no steering wheel, there's no drive shaft. I don't think this thing is quite ready to go, but I'll bet when it's finished, this thing will be pretty cool to take down the trail. I think it was last year or the year before, Volkswagen bought the rights to the International Scout, and I've always been a fan of these old International Scouts, and I'm excited for the new one to come out. It's gonna be kind of an electric one with a generator hybrid engine. But I think that we're gonna start seeing more of these as that name becomes popular. It's gonna bring a little more attention to these International Scouts. This one's very clean and nicely done. I'm looking forward to seeing more of these. There are some rigs here at SEMA that you admire and you take a look at, and then there are some that you spend some time looking at all the craftsmanship and all the details. And this CJ8 is one of those vehicles. Spent a lot of time just paying attention to everything that's been done to this thing. This is a complete frame-off restoration. The entire frame has been repowder coated, and there is an engine swap. It's on 40s, axles. The entire interior has been redone. It's got an exhaust coming out the side. This thing is beautiful. You can go hit the trails and then get your surfboard and go hit the beach. This one's pretty cool. This is up there with one of my favorites.
So the one car I really regret selling is the Jeep TJ that I had. And looking at this thing, maybe if I went this route, I would have kept it. But it's a pretty much like a dune built Jeep TJ with a twin turbo 5-liter V8 in it.
How many horsepower do you think it's got, Jordan?
Oh, it could easily make 600-700 maybe.
I don't think it's that much. I think it's like maybe 550.
No, twin turbo Coyote motors, like it's got to be pushing some serious horsepower.
I don't know, guys. What do you think? How much horsepower do you think this has? This year at SEMA, there hasn't been a lot of attention on the overland community, more on the off-road space, but this GX, I believe it's a 460, has got all the accoutrements that you can think of. I don't know that I've ever seen a Lexus this built out. It's got bumper, winch, tires, snorkel, solar on the hood. It's got this drop racks that slides out on top of the rooftop tent. It's got a full-blown interior. It's got 2 awnings. It's got a 270-degree awning, and then it's got an awning that comes over here. We've got water tank on this side. We've got water tank on the other side. There's a bike on the rack. This thing is adventure ready for sure. No idea how much this weighs, but I imagine it's up there quite a bit.
Yeah, so found another Jeep Comanche build. This one has 1-ton axles, 37s, bone flatbed, and a go fast camper on it. This thing's pretty sweet. I really like the old Comanches, just seeing how people modernize them and turn them into these awesome overland off-road builds.
We saw that Xterra outside that had been modernized with a Frontier front end. Well, in here in the Nissan booth, we've got a Frontier. It's got that same front end, but oh my, this thing has been gone through. The entire wrap, the lift, the tires, taking the doors off. They're starting to kind of tread into that Bronco Jeep environment with this build. I like it, and I like to see where they're going. All right, taking a little shelter here in the MagnaFlow Camberg booth. Jordan, we have seen a lot of vehicles and a lot of cool products over the last 2 days. What stood out to you?
Personally, my favorite vehicle is probably the ARB Tacoma build, just because I think as a whole package, the thing was super clean, had everything you'd want, and it was just really nice build.
It was a very good looking truck. That red was really clean.
What about you? What was your favorite?
Oh, that's tough. I mean, we've seen some really cool vehicles. And I think one of my favorites is probably the least flashiest, and it's that 79 series Land Cruiser. But that CJ8 that was just completely redone, that's a good second place, I think. But I think if I could drive out of here right now, it would be that 79 series, because you could have a lot of fun with that. What about like products or equipment? What do you think?
Well, I thought the liquid shocks on the 79 Land Cruiser, that was pretty cool. I mean, you could just raise and lower it. If you put a camper on the back, you level it out and make things super easy.
Yeah, I think that was a great little system. I've never seen liquid shocks like that before, so it's pretty cool. One of my favorite things was something that was definitely a little different, was that hammock with the poles that went right in the side of the camper.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than sleeping on the ground. You get that, kind of rock yourself to sleep a little bit. I don't know, I appreciate ideas like that, people innovating.
It's a very unique product.
Yeah, so SEMA's been a whole lot of fun this year, guys. We're gonna spend the next day looking at hot rods, because that's what we enjoy to do, but it's been a whole lot of fun checking out all these off-road vehicles, and a huge thanks to MagnaFlow for inviting us out again this year, and we'll be back again next year.
Yeah, hopefully.
Thanks for watching, guys. Safe travels.